Hey, it's Celine, and I wanted to come on and talk to you about menopause and weight gain. Just a super raw video. As you can see, I do not have my hair up. I don't even have my hair done. I am low key, and I've just been thinking about this and hearing about this topic, so I wanted to hop on and make a video for you. So, is weight gain inevitable when it comes to perimenopause and menopause? There are a few things that I want to talk to you about. 3 reasons why women gain weight and especially belly fat around menopause, and 3 things you can do about it. Okay, so one of the first things is that estradiol, your estrogen primarily produced in your menopause phase, starts to go down. And there is a link between decreased estrogen levels and increased weight. Why that is, it's not 100% clear currently, but there is a relationship between estrogen and your leptin, which is your hunger cues. Okay, so there is something going on there. Again, not very clear. The evidence does not give you a clear correlation, but there is something to look at there. The second thing is, as we age, our muscle mass goes down, therefore our resting metabolic rate also goes down. Meaning when you're just sitting, are you still burning calories as quickly as when you were younger? Most likely not. And especially if you're not doing strength training or resistance training, this is even more likely the case, okay? And the other thing is stress. You've heard it before, and I want to tell you the approach on menopause. So with menopause, your actually adrenals, your adrenal glands start to produce estrogen, whereas in your youth, your ovaries would produce your sex hormones. So when we have the adrenal glands that is also producing cortisol, your stress or adaptation hormone, as well as your sex hormones, your adaptation or stress hormone will always take precedence. Your body wants to survive before it wants to reproduce, okay? And so when we have cortisol that is taking the lead and it's chronically pumping out cortisol, your adrenal glands, then we have less sex hormone production as it's secondary. And then when we have chronic cortisol, our thyroid actually ends up compensating and to produce more thyroid stimulating hormone. When that happens, there is less room, for lack of better words, for our thyroid to take care of our metabolism and having a speedy metabolism. So that also makes a big point. And of course, different things like our habits. Having that glass of wine before night is lovely. I totally get it. Great way to unwind. It tastes delicious. Of course, that can affect sleep long term as well, especially when done nightly. And then when we don't sleep as well, it actually increases our cravings for sugar and carb just for like a quick energy boost during the day. And it also makes you more likely to skip out on your workouts or not meal prep. So sleep is a huge factor as well. And if night sweats and hot flashes are affecting your sleep, that's also going to be a challenge. So that being said, there are lifestyle, dietary, and movement methods that you can take to combat this as well, okay? So there is always a solution to everything. The number one thing I recommend for my clients is to have a strength training exercise program where you are lifting heavy weights, you are sweating, you are really pumping, the weights, for lack of better words, because this is actually also going to increase your bone density. As you know, women are at risk for osteoporosis as our bone density goes down, and strength training is one of the best ways to increase your bone density as well as your muscle mass, therefore increasing your resting metabolic rate, okay? The second thing is to really increase fiber. Our North American diet does not have enough fiber in our diet. And this is things like eating oatmeal, brown rice, pears, apples. And this is the thing that I find challenging with folks who go on keto, because keto is not really a high fiber diet. It does not emphasize vegetables nearly as much as it should. Though, of course, if you do eat balance, you will be eating a lot more vegetables. But things like complex carbohydrates are really great for increasing your fiber levels, and you really do miss out on that when you completely eliminate carbs, for example. Just be mindful of your portion sizes. I like to have half a cup of quinoa, for example, and I don't really go over that. I do watch how much carbohydrates I take, for example, or for my clients, but I don't completely eliminate them. Okay, so that's another thing. Really also focusing on your sleep quality. I know this is a lot harder for those who are having night sweats and hot flashes, and there are a few different herbs, foods that I go into specifically in my menopause must-have nutrient guide, and I'll just link that down below for you. But these are some really simple and beautiful ways that you can support your body through this. Another thing is to actually focus on your gut bacteria. So either taking probiotics, but I like to go through whole foods if you can first. So things like kimchi and sauerkraut and pickles, but make sure you get them from a health food store because the ones in the aisle are already pasteurized, so you don't get any benefit from that. And I say this because your gut bacteria is also helps to produce melatonin, which helps you sleep at night. Very, not a super known fact, but it is so lovely. Another reason to feed your gut bacteria. More research that's always coming out on that. Another thing is this is so simple, but really increasing your fluid intakes. I love coffee, okay? I am not about to give that up, and I don't, unless someone has some severe adrenal issues, I don't ask anyone to give that up either. That being said, if you're drinking a cup of coffee, drink at least 2 cups of water to make up for it. Tea doesn't count for your water intake, okay? Neither does juice, anything. Water is your water. And same with if you have a protein shake or BCAAs in your water. Plain water counts as water. And there's different calculators you can take for calculating how much water you need according to your age, your exercise levels, your location, and things like that. For a lot of people, it ends up being about 3.5 to 4 liters per day. So track yourself. Get a 1 liter water bottle and start to track yourself how much you're drinking. Most people are dehydrated. So these things will all really start to help with your menopause, weight gain, and menopause belly fat is not an inevitable diagnosis when it comes to your menopause, okay? So please do consult with a medical doctor if you have any questions. I am not advising any medical plans for you. I'm not qualified to do that. I am a women's wellness educator. I specialize in holistic nutrition and hormone balance as well as weight loss. So if you have any questions, just reach out. I'm super happy to help. Please share this with your friends who are also in this struggle. I'd love to be able to help in any way that I can. And be sure to subscribe down below. And again, if you haven't watched or rather read the Menopause Must-Have Nutrient Guide, it's so easy to read. It's very simple, very actionable. So go ahead and download that now, and I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.